Hello, I'm author Denise Turney, and you are watching the Chistel, CHISTEL.com YouTube channel, and I am going to do a reading from my book, Spiral, and it is a thriller mystery book set in Memphis, Tennessee in the 1940s. This is one of my best page turners to date when it comes to mystery thrillers. I normally write books, family sagas, and it's somewhat of a family saga as well. But I'm going to start on chapter 8, page 61. And here we go. Stephanie Baxter hurried across the parking lot to a burgundy Jaguar. That's my car, y'all. After she unlocked the car door, she slid across the cream colored leather seats. Despite her husband's repeated vows to stand by her and support her through this, their greatest crisis, she felt her marriage was coming undone. She lied enough to know when a person believed her. She lied to her mother when she was 5 years old and the family dog darted away from the backyard and took off for the house, yelping loudly. She struck the dog with the two large safety pins that decorated the plaid skirt that she wore. Yet when her mother asked her if she knew why the dog was crying, she looked her mother straight in the eye and told her the dog had gotten stuck in one of the bushes and she tried with all her might to free him. From petty theft, she wrestled her way out of by crying loudly and begging forgiveness and reminding law enforcement that she was the daughter of a prominent physician and threatening suicide to teasing men with her sexual advances, only to later claim the men were too aggressive with her. Stephanie lied. Her life was a circle of lies, one untruth after another. It was the reason she didn't flinch when her husband visited her at the hospital the day Jocelyn was born, and holding her daughter in her arms, she raised her in the air and told her husband, "See how precious your little girl is? Thank you for giving me such a beautiful gift." Now in the parking lot, Stephanie felt her lies were catching up to her. Age was taking a toll on her figure. She couldn't hide behind her good looks the way she used to. She was beginning to feel like just another woman, and she hated that. She gazed into the rearview mirror and combed her polished fingernails through her hair until her hair lay flat and neatly against her head. Then she leaned forward and applied another layer of lipstick to her mouth. After she dropped the lipstick inside her pocketbook, she turned the key in the ignition. A second later, she turned the car off and sat against the seat. Her husband had just come in from visiting a client when she stepped off the elevator half an hour ago. He looked obviously surprised to see her. "Hard at work?" she asked him just before she leaned and kissed the side of his face. "I went to see a client," he said without a smile or response to the kiss she gave him. She tugged on his forearm. "I know she's gone, honey, but we have to go on with our lives. Jocelyn wouldn't want to see us like this. For her, for her, she'd want us to go on with our lives. She was a little girl. How do you know what she wanted?" "I was her mother." He pulled his arm out of her grasp and hurried toward his office. "Don't you do this." She followed him. You're right," she said. "I can't do this. I can't continue to live like this." Her voice started to break. "I shouldn't continue to live like this, and neither should you. She's gone, and it will certainly do us no good to continue to put our lives on hold as if doing so will bring her back. I'm her mother. How terribly awful do you think I feel?" "You don't feel half as badly as I feel. You can't. And I can't keep going like this." She started to cry. "I can't keep suffering like this, hoping like this, waiting like this. Every time I hear the front door open, I look up to see if she's coming home. It's almost like she went outside to play for a long time. I swear every time our front door opens, I hold my breath and my heart starts racing. I can't breathe sometimes, especially at night." She raised her voice. "You think I don't hurt?" She pounded his chest with her fist. "I hurt. She was my daughter. She was my daughter. She was my little girl." He swallowed his anger that had risen after he discovered it was his wife who demanded the police department not publish information about the investigation detectives felt would generate renewed interest and discussion in the case, which could help lead them to Jocelyn's kidnapper. "Come here," he said while he opened his arms and embraced his wife. He stroked her back and told her, "I know this has been hard on you. I don't blame you for what's happened. I know you love Jocelyn as much as I did. We'll get through this. Somehow we will. We just have to do all we can to get the investigation started again so we can find Jocelyn. We cannot afford to let this go." He shook his head. We can't stop fighting to find our little girl until she's back with us at home again." She stepped away from him and shook her head. No, no, no. I'm not going to do this. I don't want the investigation reopened. It's never been closed. She blinked quickly several times. I didn't mean reopened. I meant it exploded in the media again. It'd be all in the papers. I'll be on the radio. I can't live through that all over again. She started to cry. I can't. I just can't. How many times can a parent relive their child's disappearance? How many times should any parent have to go through that hell? I understand, sweetheart. I'm just saying that the detectives, particularly that detective Kramer, he has a lot of interest in this case and has never fully stopped looking for Jocelyn anyway. Sweetheart, let him give the case all he has. Let him find our little girl and bring her back safely to us. You don't love me, she said when she turned to leave. I can't believe you put me through this again. Just give it a few more months, please. 6 months, at least 6 more months, sweethearts. That's all I'm asking. She hurried out of the office without answering him. And now she sat in her Jaguar wanting to say, I'm sorry. He loved her daughter like she was his own since the day she was born. But why wouldn't he? She told herself. He thinks she is his daughter. And that's a reading from Spiral. And I encourage you to get a copy of Spiral. This is a thriller. If you like mysteries and thrillers, please go get a copy of Spiral. It's in ebook or in print. And I'll see you back here at archista.com, CHISTELL.com, YouTube channel next week. Have a good one. Bye for now.